Go. What is going on, everybody? Today is a big day for Nick Sands Presents because I am here with the king of rock and roll. That's right, my man Vince, professional Elvis impersonator, has decided to come on and go for a little walk for me and talk about the exciting life of being the king. Vince, thank you so much for doing this today.
Oh, you're very welcome.
So I think the most obvious question is what brought you to wanting to be an Elvis impersonator?
It all started like when I was a kid. I used to jump in the car with my dad, and he used to listen to Elvis all the time, not knowing that I'd grow up to look just like him and be able to do his voice.
It's funny, my first memory of being able to get a laugh from my family was an Elvis impersonation.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Pretending to be Elvis and loving jelly donuts. That was the whole bit. It was one line, and I would just go, "How about another jelly donut?" And then that was the whole thing. It was the first time I got a laugh, and then I've been chasing that high ever since.
You have never got it back, huh?
Do you remember the first time that you realized, like, hey, I have this look, I have this, I have the voice, I have the ability to sort of do this thing?
I just went up on stage for karaoke night one night and just did an Elvis song, and people kept requesting me to do more and more. So
were you throwing the hips into it?
A little bit. I was a little bit more shy back then, but yeah, I showed a little bit of hip work.
And now you've come full circle. Is there how do you train for that?
Watch lots of videos, movies.
So you just kind of watch and imitate?
Study, yes.
And what's that? So going back, were you always interested in entertainment?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ever since I was little.
Singing, dancing, that kind of thing?
Whatever I could do, that would draw me attention.
Yeah, I'm an attention whore too, so I get it. And so, do you remember what, before the Elvis thing, what was it? What did you do?
Oh, I used to do a bunch of different songs, actually, from different artists. And I don't know, I used to have really long hair, believe it or not. And as soon as I cut it, that's when I really started getting the double takes and people coming up to me and wanting to meet me, shake my hand, take selfies with me. I started my own, as you know, my own video channel.
On YouTube, what's the name of it?
It's called Elvis 2. Come along for the ride.
And so
because there's only been one king, so
right, you can't. Yeah, you're like the prince.
I gotta be the second one.
You're the heir apparent to the throne.
That'd be nice. I'd buy a lot of peanut butter and banana and bacon sandwiches with it.
Yeah, well, don't die on the toilet.
No, don't plan on doing that again.
Is it ever?
I don't know why they just had me lay there, just ridiculous.
Is it ever? So, scratch that question. We're gonna come back to that. What? So you and your dad used to listen to Elvis.
Oh yeah.
You grew up. You happened to look like him.
Yeah.
You were already into entertainment, though, right?
Oh yes.
You were already kind of going down that road.
Yep.
What was the thing that's spurred you in that direction? Right, so were you a musician? Did you take classes? Was it just
I took choir when I was in school, and like Elvis, his school teacher told him that he couldn't sing. She told me the same thing. I didn't listen. I just told her, well, you don't. I think Elvis said the same thing. You don't just appreciate the music I sing because I like to sing rock and roll.
And so you forsook professional training, then it sounds like, and you just kind of practice on your own.
Pretty much, yes.
Were you in other bands and that kind of thing? Did you write your own music?
A couple of them, yeah. I've written my own music. I've been in a couple of bands, but the bands that I was in, they weren't as serious as me. I'd show up for practice and they wouldn't, so you can't really have a band like that.
What kind of music were you doing yourself before you were the king?
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll, like rockabilly kind of.
Not only that, I would do like stuff from a lot of the 80s music.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense with the long hair.
Yeah.
So you were like a rock and roll metal guy.
Pretty much. I would say that's true. I like some, you know, I like really 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s music better than anything that's out today.
That makes sense. I mean,
I don't think there's a lot of good music out today. No offense, guys, but
I mean, certainly nothing as good as the bands that I listened to in high school that I still listen to today.
It's just not like it used to be, you know?
I was into like hardcore punk music, and so all of my favorite bands were just like local musicians that, you know, now work at fucking Burger King or whatever. So all of my favorite bands, I can't even listen to their music anymore, unfortunately.
We grew up, that's what happened.
Did you grow up in New Hampshire?
Yes.
So you grew up here, and then eventually, when did you move to California?
A couple years ago.
Well, how come?
Just for more work, you get my name out there.
Had you already fully bought into the Elvis persona at that point?
Almost. Pretty close. I mean, because everyone coming up to me telling me I have the look, you know, people who hear me sing say you got the voice. I'm the same height. I wear the same shoe size. The only real difference is I'm naturally dark brown hair. He was a blonde. And
you do have a very thick head of hair, though.
I do.
I'm jealous. As I'm sure you can imagine.
Yeah, people have asked me before if it's fake. I'm like, you want to touch it? You know, it's not fake.
It's real, everybody. It's real. I need some of that.
My eyes are lighter in color than Elvis's were. His were like a steel blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine are lighter than that.
Have you done any work in order to cultivate the Elvis look? Have you had any work done, or is this just all natural?
It's all natural.
Just dyeing the hair, that's it?
That's it.
Good for you. Oh, hey, puppy. It's okay, baby girl.
I've never had any plastic surgery or anything like that. Not that I'm against it if someone needs it, but you know.
So what is it like sort of becoming someone else? And how do you ever feel like you're losing a piece of yourself by taking on this persona?
Not really. I see it as an additive, you know, instead of a detraction, you know, from it. Because I love doing it, you know, and it's funny too you say that because it's like almost like a transformation happens, you know. Like I try to put myself in his place, you know.
Right.
And just, you know, sing as close to possible as I can to him. And like I said, I study him a lot, so.
Well, it's interesting because it's almost more like an acting gig than it is just singing, right? Because you are taking on all of the mannerisms and all of the persona and all of the whatever of Elvis Presley.
That's true.
So you're not just trying to sing a song. You're also trying to incorporate all of his dancing.
Trying to bring back what people remember.
Right.
About Elvis, you know?
And I would imagine, like, between sets, you're probably trying to talk like him. Between, you know, before and after, you're probably staying in character and acting like him.
It's funny because I talk in my normal voice like this, and people tell me all the time, you know, you even sound like him. I'm like, well, thank you very much. That's what I'm saying. What am I supposed to say, you know?
What do you think is your favorite era of Elvis?
That's hard. I like it all. I like all of the 50s, 60s, and 70s music he did.
Are you a Las Vegas guy or are you a pre-Las Vegas guy?
I like Las Vegas.
Do you prefer it or do you think it's less impressive?
I like areas that are busy, you know?
No, I mean his time in Las Vegas.
Oh.
Like as a Las Vegas performer, do you prefer him as a traveling musician? When was his greatest time?
I think his most famous time was Vegas.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, back then it wasn't like it is today. You can just Go on Spotify, you know.
And it's just a shame, though, you know, that he got held back, you know, because of the colonel. Because
What happened?
Well, the colonel didn't have a green card, so
Who's the colonel?
Elvis's manager.
Okay. Where was he from?
Canada, I believe.
He got held back because of that?
Well, yeah, he wasn't allowed for some reason to leave the United States.
Who, the colonel or Elvis?
The colonel.
And so they were stuck in the U.S.?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like was any of the rock and roll at that time transferring to the other? Because Jerry Lee Lewis got fucking kicked out of the UK because he married his 14-year-old cousin.
No one actually knows what happened between the colonel, but what wasn't fair was Elvis split 50% of his profits with the colonel.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
What was a standard? You were a very fast walker. Has anyone ever told you that? You're like fucking sprinting right now.
Sorry, man.
We're going in a bridge. I don't know how the audio is going to be.
All the time. What can I say?
I don't know how the audio is going to be in this tunnel. But yeah, so was that like a standard? Was that a standard thing at that time? A 50% split?
I don't think so.
So he was splitting 50%, and then how much was the record label taking?
Probably like 20-25%. So.
And he was still that fucking rich, huh?
Yeah.
Because he made a shitload of money.
He made millions, you know.
At a time when millions was a lot of money.
But the thing is, even like today, in order to make really good money, most of bands, they have to go on tour, you know. That's where they make their money. Not just putting out a record and just sitting there, you know.
Is that how Elvis made most of his money?
Yeah. He'd go out on the road all the time. That's why you see all the posters for sale and places where he was advertised he was going to be.
Have you been to Graceland?
No.
No.
It's my dream, though.
That's your dream?
Oh, yeah. I want to write to Priscilla and send her pictures of me in video.
Do it. What's stopping you?
Nothing. I'm currently looking right now for her address so I can do exactly that.
Priscilla, there's almost...
Well,
the
this
odds of
necklace
her
I got on's been the Graceland because that's where it came from.
Okay.
Gotta have my TCB, you know.
Where'd you get that from? What's PCB?
Graceland.
What's
Taking care of business.
Oh, TCOB. Was that a Elvis saying?
No, it's TCB, but it's TCB is taking care of business.
All right. Was that an Elvis saying?
Yes.
Really? I had no idea about that.
Really?
No, there's a hardcore song, Taking Care of Business. TCOB.
That was his motto.
Taking care of business.
It's my motto too.
I don't remember who sang it though. But that's interesting that was his motto. I didn't realize that.
I don't think he got it from a song. He just made up the title, you know, for his entourage that he used to hang around with.
So how much of when you look around today, how much of an effect do you think Elvis still has on modern culture?
Quite a bit. Because I post videos all the time and like within a couple of minutes, you know, hundreds of people have looked at them. And I looked the next day and it was like 1,000, you know, so he's still pretty popular.
And do you find that like who's the average person that's hiring a Elvis impersonator? Is it like an older person? Is it a younger person? What's like the demographic you're working in?
Both.
Yeah?
I would say both. Yeah, people that are introduced young to Elvis and they grow up liking him, you know, and of course the older generation, you know, you gotta respect them.
Well,
because they were actually there, a lot of them, you know, at the time when it was all happening. So
there's a lot of horny old ladies, I would imagine, still chasing that high of seeing Elvis swinging his hips.
There are.
You're almost like some sort of walking pornography.
What a way to put it.
Have you ever had any weird encounters with old women grabbing on you? Or have you?
Oh yeah.
Weird sexually
A couple
charged.
places I've been in bars and, you know, get up and I sing and then I have these ladies, you know, and I sit down in the booth or whatever and they'll come over and they'll sit next to me and they'll try to like touch me and, you know, I sit on the other side trying to be polite, you know, not draw too much attention. But when it gets
awesome, though.
But when it gets too much, you know, I don't like to be bothered when I'm eating.
Yeah, well,
that's a big thing, you know.
I would imagine no one. And then after You know what I mean? After we've all been in the position where you eat a pound of pasta and then there's nothing you want less than sexual attention at that point. You need almost like a cat. You want to kind of crawl into a cave. Oh, we dropped your mic. Oh. Hold on 1 second.
I didn't drop it, it fell off.
Well, it fell off. No, I didn't drop. I wasn't accusing you of anything. Don't be so sensitive. Hold on 1 second. There we go.
There you go.
So you do so I know that, I mean, the most kind of, I feel like probably the most iconic image of the last fucking 80 years was the Misfits Fiend skull. And actually, Danzig, that was when he was first started singing. That was who he was imitating, was Elvis. Did you know that?
No.
Do you know who Danzig is?
Yeah, I've heard of them.
You've heard of them?
I know they're a band. They're a rock band, right?
Yeah, they're a great rock band. You never heard the Misfits?
I probably have, but by name, just throwing up Danzig, I recognize the name, but I don't recognize any of the title songs that they did.
So they did the Misfits was a pretty popular band in the punk movement. They have like the Fiend skull. That's probably like their probably like one of the most iconic images in like rock and roll history. And then Danzig then went and reinvented metal music with Danzig 1, his first album.
Really?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, he was pretty impressive guy in his own right. I wouldn't say he was on the level of Elvis, but he was no slouch. You know what I mean?
You know who else was
What's up there, you think?
You know who else was an Elvis impersonator?
Who's that?
When he was a kid? Bruno Mars.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I don't see now. I can't name any song that Bruno Mars has done. so, is he from the UK?
To be honest with you, I don't know where he's from, that guy. But he definitely changed his style up a lot. I don't know why he stopped doing Elvis. He was pretty good, you know, as a little kid, you know.
Well, showmanship is just sort of, I mean, Elvis had a lot of showmanship. Showmanship, I don't know, as a whole. And then he had like that Las Vegas showmanship, similar to like Liberace and Elton John.
Yeah.
They all wore like the shiny bodysuits.
He did.
As far as I know, Elvis wasn't gay.
No.
So they didn't share that.
I've never heard any rumors about that at all.
He does.
And he would have by now.
Yeah, no, he did love himself a young lady, by many estimations, but a lady nonetheless. Different time, different era of life, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
So how did you end up? You have a similar voice to him. How did you end up with that? Because he had a southern accent.
A lot of practice. That's the only thing I can think of, because I don't do it on purpose. It's just stuck now, you know.
Here, we'll just turn around here. So you don't do that on purpose. It's just something that happens, that kind of just happened to you?
Yeah.
So it's like you kind of, I do like this idea that you just kind of looked like Elvis, like someone was like, hey, you kind of look like Elvis. And then you were like, I guess I'll just, you just sort of subconsciously took on all of his mannerisms and his voice, and you just sort of like grew into that. I think that's interesting and kind of cool.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Especially, it's almost like, you know, when they grow like the watermelons in like a box and it becomes a square. It's similar to that.
Is that something like poke salad?
Yeah, yeah. It sort of reminds me of that. It's like you had all these people telling you that. So like, which came first, the chicken or the egg? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. You had a bunch of people telling you look like Elvis. You kind of sort of subconsciously started taking on all of his.
As soon as I cut my hair, everyone was like, "Oh my God, you realize how much you look like Elvis?" And other people say that to me, and I say it now to them without staring at me. I'll be like, "Yes, I know I look like Elvis." And they're like, "I was going to say anything, man, but boy, wow."
That's how I came up. That's how I met you.
Yep.
I met you at Best Buy.
Yep.
And I said, "Have you ever considered being an Elvis impersonator?" And then you lied to me, and you were like, "You know, I kind of do all kinds of things."
Well, I do. I can do other voices too. So.
I know, but you kind of made me feel like, which I appreciated at the time. You kind of made me feel like, you know, I do Elvis as this one thing, but I also do, you know, 50s and 60s. You kind of danced around it a little bit. I feel like you did that to make me feel better for noticing you look so much like Elvis.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Is that milk? Did you bring a gallon of milk?
No, I
with you?
drink a lot of coffee.
Okay.
I should have bought a cow, but you know, I think it would be good for the video.
What do you think? So you came back to New Hampshire and now you're sort of blazing, because there's not a lot of impersonators around here, I don't think.
Not as many as I thought there would be. You know.
Do you
I give
guys?
them all credit. You know whoever's doing it. You know.
There's not a large demand for it, I don't think. But then demand is one of those things where it's like, is there no demand, or is there just nobody to do it? You know? Oh, watch your step. 250 pounds of fucking raw man slamming into the ground like that.
That would not be cool.
I meant me, not you.
I think that would end the interview.
I don't know how much you. No, it would never. That would never end the interview.
You'd be on the ground. Hey, well, anyway.
I don't know how much you weigh. I weigh 250 pounds. How much did Elvis weigh? Do you know?
At his death, or
At his death, he was
350, they say.
He was doing. Yeah. Oh wow, he was a big boy at that time.
But I don't buy it.
Good for him.
Because I watched his last concert and he didn't look 350.
No, I don't think so. But how long? When was the difference? Like, when was the time? What was the time from there?
And I weigh 189 right now. I'm trying to get down to 180.
Oh, geez, you're just a tiny little fella.
That's my. Well, so was he. But it's like
You carry it well.
before,
What? Oh, shit. You
gained
carry
all
it
that
well.
weight.
You carry it well.
I work out, so I gotta put it wherever it belongs.
I do not. I weigh 250 pounds right now. I'm thick and juicy. Like a
Whatever your flavor is, man.
like a fried peanut butter and banana sandwich. I am
Without
thick,
the bacon
thick and bursting at the seams.
or extra bacon.
Extra bacon.
Yeah, there we go.
Is that what it was? It was peanut butter, banana, and
Probably,
bacon. Is that what he was into?
He didn't really have a set diet that he was on. He ate pretty much anything he wanted, you know.
I had heard he died on the toilet with a fried peanut butter and banana sandwich.
It's not true.
It's not true.
Well, I wasn't there, but
You weren't.
no. But yeah, I just got back up and I said, oh, guys, it's just a joke. Go back to work.
Psych. I don't know how he would say psych, but he would probably do it like
You
this.
probably wouldn't do that.
No, he wouldn't do this?
I don't think so.
With the hand? Isn't
I
this
don't
his
think
thing?
psych was like a big word back then.
Well, no, but maybe he brought it into the
into the
vernacular.
equation.
How would
maybe.
you? Can you say psych as Elvis right now?
Psych.
With the hand?
Psych.
There you go. Yeah, that feels like something he would say. You can go ahead.
I've never heard him say it.
I didn't.
I've never heard him say thank you very much either. He's known like that, like in Casablanca.
Yeah.
You ever played against Sam? They never said that, but it's just like a myth, you know.
Really? He never said that? I feel
Well, I've studied him and I've heard him say thank you very much. You're a good audience, things like that. But thank you very much, not very often.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
As far as I know, I'm still studying, so there's a lot more to learn.
So that was just a lie. So anyone in the comments, if you want to prove Vince wrong, comment below where you saw Elvis say thank you very much. Because I do feel like that's like his.
I would like to see that. I know.
What's another of his main catchphrases?
Oh God. He would call Priscilla. He liked her feet. He was into feet.
He was into feet?
Yeah.
God, what a lucky man.
Priscilla her little sooties.
Wait, he was into feet? I didn't realize
Yeah.
that. Like, sexually we're talking here.
Well, he was attracted to cute little feet. So am I, I'll be honest with you, you know.
Okay. That's interesting. I've always thought that...
I've always liked feet. I don't know why it is, but some girls have the cutest feet, man.
Interesting.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
man feet. You're not into man feet.
No.
Just cute girl feet.
Yes.
Interesting. I've always wondered about that. So do you like...
And I'm single, so that's perfectly fine with me. We can put a whole set out there for me. I'll choose.
Yeah, if you have nice feet. I just realized I didn't eat enough this morning. And so I'm starting to have like a low sugar situation, so that's not good.
No.
Oh, there's kids over here, so we gotta turn around
You need to get something.
because I don't want to have them on.
You need to get something. We can walk up to the store if you want to get something.
Yeah, I'll probably have to.
That's why I thought it was so
You're very fast, just so you
so
know.
convenient. I'm trying to walk slow, man.
No, I was talking to her. She was running.
Oh.
She was doing a really good job. I wanted to encourage
They were
her.
telling me, I was walking past. I was like, well, I'm going to slow down for him because my mom says the same thing, you know?
Yeah, no, I appreciate
Which
it.
is funny because I've always called my mother Mama. Always. You know, she can attest to that too because I've never called her mother or mom. You know, it's always been Mama.
I don't think I'm ready to move past this feet thing. Has that... Look, we've all gotten a foot job.
How many guys out there like women with nice feet?
Yeah,
I want to hear from you guys about that.
That's interesting. I've gotten feet jobs in the past, just as like a thing, but it was never like I never asked for it. It just sort of ended up happening. Do you seek that? So you seek out attractive feet. So when you go to the beach,
I work from the bottom up.
all right, I like that. Good for you.
That's something Elvis would say.
I like that you're very open about that.
Yeah,
That's
my
important.
fly's not though, right?
No, I don't think so.
My fly.
My fly is always
That's
open
good.
for some reason. Interesting. So, like painted nails. What about like peak toe versus sandals? You know what I mean? There's like all these different shoe options.
I don't like them on guys. I do not.
Well, no,
wear...
of course not. That's not what I'm saying. I mean, like when you see a woman wearing sandals, painted toenails.
I look at their feet.
Painted toenails, tattoo. Do you like tattoos on them?
I like the little ankle tattoos.
All right,
They're
good
cute, like flowers or whatever, hearts.
Good to know.
I like the little ankle bracelets that they put on.
Okay. And Elvis was into feet too? How do they know that?
Look it up. Like I said, I studied the man, so.
Do you think that were you into feet before? You knew that
I've
about
always
Elvis,
been
or do you
into
think
feet.
that that's something you took on from him?
There's a lot of weird things, coincidences. Like my dad's stepmom was named Gladys.
Who's Gladys?
Elvis's mother.
Okay, I like Elvis's songs. I don't know a ton about Elvis. So your stepmom was named Gladys?
My dad's stepmom.
Okay. And your dad was into Elvis. What's your favorite Elvis song?
Oh, wow. Now you're asking for a lot. There's so many that I cover.
What's your top 10?
Oh, my God.
Top 5.
You don't have to say you love me. A fool such as I. Suspicious minds. What's the other one? I got lucky. And I can name some more. It's over. I like that one. I've lost you. Those are.
I'm a Burn in Love fan. That's my favorite Elvis song.
I got that one on my channel.
That's my favorite Elvis song. And there was another famous Elvis.
You saw that one, right?
I did, of course I did.
I almost didn't post it though. You know, I wasn't happy with it. I was like, I could do better, but I was like, I'll let the audience judge. So.
You gotta just put them out. You can't.
That's exactly what I did, and they loved it. So
you just gotta. The thing about posting online is you just gotta post as often as you possibly can.
I do every day.
I know. I see you're doing a great job. Have you gotten any work from it?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to embark on now. You know, I'm getting like these people that are asking me for business cards, so I got to print up those again. And then I have to, like I said, the public access channel thing is going to be happening like in a week or two. So
what is
your fans know about that?
When you have a day, when you have like a show happening that day, what's the setup for that look like for you? Like, what's your day like on the day of a show?
It depends on what people want to see. If they want to see me with a full band, or they want to have me just bring background tracks and sing.
Do you have a full band?
I rent them out.
Okay.
I know people.
That's cool.
I just let them know, yeah. I got a gig coming up, they want a full band, so they're, you obviously got to ask for more money because, it's more people you're splitting with.
Right. I gotta tell you, right now, I'm having like, I'm like having this conversation at like the end of a tunnel. It's real crazy because I've got like I said, I didn't eat this morning. I forgot to eat.
I didn't eat
I get
either,
like
man.
this low blood sugar problem.
Took a zinc tablet and
a zinc
Start
tablet.
sucking on coffee.
I didn't take anything.
Yeah, I take zinc.
I drank 3 energy drinks, and that's it. And now I sort of feel like I'm underwater or something. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it, other than it's like,
Have you felt this way before?
I'm kind of having, yeah, I have, but I'm kind of having like a little bit of an out-of-body experience. Like I'm standing here talking with Elvis, having a fucking low, like a
keeps complaining
diabetic,
about how sick he is.
a diabetic attack.
I'm gonna end this interview soon. What's going on?
No. We're good. We got to get to that store though. I'm fucking.
That's coming.
Once I have something in me, I'm just letting you know in case I'm acting like a weirdo. That's what it is.
I love all people, even weirdos, so don't take offense to that.
I also love me a weirdo. It's just
I'll never claim to be normal because normal's boring.
I was just gonna say I'm walking down the street with an Elvis impersonator, and he's the most normal person in the conversation. So my life has been very weird. So are you liking being back in New Hampshire?
Yes. My mama's here, so I get to see her once a week. And I always treat her out. Probably like Elvis would do, you know. I'm always good to my mama. I just take her out to eat. She helps me out with my shopping. She's great.
You always got to be good to your mom.
She's my #1 fan.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. One time you accidentally sent me a text that you were supposed to send to her, and it was very nice and sweet.
Oh,
She sounds like she's very, whatever you were responding to, she sounds like she's very proud of you anyways.
well, the lady comes over to Creamland yesterday, and she knocks on my mom's window. My mom rolls it down, and she goes, "Oh, is that a girlfriend?" No, she said, "No, that's my son." And I said, "Well, this is my mom," and she was like, "Hello," and she looks at me and she goes, "You did a very good job, ma'am."
That's nice. Always nice to hear.
Yeah.
So the costume, you got a band, the full costume, you're not even in costume now, right? This
No.
is not a costume. This is just how you dress.
Yep.
What is that like, putting on those tight leather suits, and how do you even find those?
Well, I've had leather pants for a couple of years now, and they still fit, thank God. But
I've been told many times I have a
sequins.
body for leather.
Maybe.
A body for tight leather. I've heard
We'll have
that.
to do that in the next interview. You're all dressed up in leather. And I'll dress up like you. We'll just switch positions.
But how do you find those clothes?
You'd be surprised. I don't want to let all my secrets out, because when I go to buy something, everyone else is going to have bought it. So.
Oh, are they not like mass produced?
Well, some are, some aren't.
What's your favorite? What's like the most iconic piece you've been able to put together? All white suit? I'm assuming you gotta have an all white suit.
Yeah, I've done the white suit, like literally like a sports coat when he first started coming out. You know, I've tried to stay away as much as I can from like the jumpsuit Elvis, because I don't need a jumpsuit. You know, so
well, what's nice about the jumpsuit is if you ever needed an Evel Knievel impersonator, you could double dip.
This is true. But it's always been my thing to do. From the 50s, dress up in the suits because you like to wear sharp suits. So do I. All the way to like wearing like nice pants, nice shirt, big belt buckle, you know, things like that, you know.
Big belt buckles are cool.
Yeah, I have one with I have a gold and silver solid one with a eagle on the front.
Where did he develop his sense of style?
I don't know. I've tried to find out information about that, but there's not a lot online about that. But I think he dressed well in high school. He wasn't popular at all with anybody.
Oh, really?
He went to Humes High School, and
was he a musician at the time?
like I said, he was in the chorus and he plays the guitar a little bit, but that's about it. Elvis wasn't a virtuoso. He played guitar okay, but he only knew the 6 chords. which is pretty basic.
Yep.
You'd see him a lot carrying it around, with him, but there was a lot of times it was just for show, and all his movies were just props.
So he was basically like that guy at a party you see.
So he was kind of
with
an actor
guitar.
too,
And you're like, oh God, please don't sit down and play Wonderwall. Luckily, Wonderwall hadn't come out yet, so he didn't have that opportunity.
He probably would have covered it. It probably would have been something like, how's that song go? I'm trying to think. That's...
All right, we are back. Oh wait, hold on. Are we back? Hello? Is our mics working?
I think so.
We are back, everybody, and off camera, Vince was telling me a little bit of a ghost story, and we're just happened to be walking past this very spooky graveyard, so I thought we would go have that conversation here. So, you were saying you're a big fan of the paranormal.
Fan. Absolutely.
And you have had some experiences with the supernatural.
I have.
Would you care to elaborate on them?
Oh, what the hell you wanted me to do? Let's see. Well, the other day, something weird just happened. I was walking on the same street we are. Actually, no, I just lied. It was on Old Mammoth Road, right before the last underpass, before you get on my street. Mm-hmm. I'm walking towards the overpass. I see this kid walking. So I figured, all right, he's going to come by, and say hi, whatever. I wasn't...
You're a friendly guy.
I wasn't looking away. Well, everyone's friendly.
You're a very friendly guy. I mean, everyone we've run into today, you've sparked up a conversation with and said hi to, and you're just a very friendly fella. I am too. So, I mean, but it's just funny that you're always like, oh, this guy. You see a guy walking on the side of the road, and you're like, he's gonna want to have a conversation with me.
It's not that I just walked up behind some guy yesterday walking into Walmart, and it was pouring out, as you know.
Yep.
It's been raining for weeks here. That's why this interview was delayed for so long. But yeah, I just said, I'm sure you're looking forward to going back out there, man. And he was like, looked at me, smiled, and was like, oh yeah, I think I'm gonna wait a little while. I said, yeah, I already did. I said, you don't wait too long because it's not gonna let up. But he was a really nice guy.
Silk shirts don't do good in the water, right?
No. No. Get that shrinking feeling. It's like, oh my God, I'm turning into the Hulk.
So ghost. You said your family has some ghost stories.
Yeah. I can tell you a couple stories, actually.
All right. We're here for it.
My dad had said, I don't know what he said, I'll be honest, but my dad said something about my mom's father that he would have never agreed with if he was alive today or back then. And my mom is very religious, and she doesn't lie. And she hates people who lie. But she said I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. My grandmother was a witness also. They had these lead-standing crystal ashtrays and a stand about, a couple of feet off the ground, My mom, my grandmother, and my dad watched this thing lift itself out of it. Lead crystal, heavy. And it soared across the room and missed my dad by like an inch. Almost as a warning to shut the fuck up.
Your grandfather sounds like an angry ghost.
But my dad never said anything again against anything he said, but my dad swore he was a mechanic. And he was underneath the car twice, he told me, in his life. And the jack let go.
Ugh.
And he was able to get out from underneath the car before it fell.
Wow.
Like something held it up for him, or he would have been crushed.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's yeah.
Does he know what it, does he think he knows what it was?
Well, the only thing he could figure out was my grandfather,
Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. I've never had any. I mean, I've had some weird experiences, but never really any ghost experiences.
But what I was saying about the kid that I was walking under the overpass,
yeah,
disappeared.
Really?
Like, couldn't have gone anywhere. I could see from like here to a mile, and there was nowhere he could have went. And I just was like, that never happened before. But I told my mom, And she told me, it's happened to me like 3 or 4 times. And I'm really? So I think that's kind of bizarre, you know, but I was like, there was no place for this guy to go. So I was like, what?
Have you been to the doctor recently?
No. Why? I don't want to get sick.
Because you're seeing disappearing people. It was just a joke. It was just a
If
joke.
you really want to get sick, man, you go to the hospital. It's,
Oh, look at this. 1817 to 1881.
yeah, there's some old ones in here.
Damn, this bitch fucking lived a life.
Yeah, Franklin Page and Mortimer's wife,
1814 to 1817. Jesus Christ. They fucking lived through some
It's really
very
odd, too,
serious
because they don't
change.
usually live that long,
They
back
lived,
then.
Yeah, what is that, like 70?
Let's figure it out.
Ugh. I don't want to do math right now.
Well, if it was 1820 to 1880 would be 60 years, so 64.
That's pretty good. It's a pretty good run. It seems so much longer. For some reason, I thought it was going to be in their 80s. But either way, they lived through fucking some tumultuous times here in the U.S.
Oh, yeah. Could you imagine having, like, no electricity and, like, going everywhere on covered wagon and stuff like that?
I mean, they lived through the Civil War. That must have been crazy. That must have been quite the change. I mean, maybe not. I guess I don't really know much about how the North was run at that point, but it's a pretty stark change going on. And they actually that's when that was the first war they used the Gatling gun. That was why the casualties were so high, because they were still fighting like where they would line up. But instead they would just have fucking a Gatling gun, which is basically like a fucking, almost like an automatic weapon, and they would just fucking mow each other down. Not great tacticians.
I've had friends go to Gettysburg and tell me that place is haunted. They went at night and snuck in and heard like gunfire, people screaming, crying.
Yeah, fuck that.
I love that.
I try to avoid ghosts if I can help it. If there's ghosts around, I don't want any part of that.
Well, I'd like them to come visit me.
I don't know about that. What if they take over your body?
Nah, I don't think they would do that.
You're like, I don't know.
I always like when I leave like a gravesite. I always usually tell them you can't come home with me. You know, so.
Oh fuck, are they following us?
I don't know.
Shit.
But that's what I usually do. You know,
Probably.
Some of them will attach themselves to you and follow you home.
Fuck.
So
Hopefully they're not mad at me for making fun of them for being old.
I don't think they took it personally.
Sorry, Mary. Or Beth. Was it Beth? I think it was Beth. Sorry, Beth.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, we're coming up on the 60 minutes of the podcast. Where can people find you? And how can people book you as their very own Elvis impersonator?
Just contact me at Elvis2 at Come Along for the Ride, and you'll see all the videos that I have posted of me singing. And in one of my videos, there is my link to my email, so anyone can find me there.
What is your email?
Blessed are those who believe in me. It's blessed, BLESSED, the letter R, THOSE, WHOBELIEVEINME @gmail.com.
So blessed are those that believe in Elvis?
In me.
Hell yeah. All right. Thank you so much for doing this today with me. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you telling me that if I had fainted due to low blood sugar, you would save me.
I definitely would.
I'll
get you back, man.
I'm interested. I am interested to know that Elvis and you are both in defeat. And I hope that
That's all you get out of this conversation.
I hope that everybody has a wonderful day. Mwah! Bye.
God bless you guys. Thank you very much.
I don't know. I'm fucking, my brain.
Yeah, I know. Right now
It's completely toasted.
I'm like stumped right now. I'm like trying to think. I know who does that song, but I'm trying to think how it goes.
That's okay. Your body is a wonder wall. No, that's not
No, your body is a wonderland. That's the guy who whispers.
it. He whispers?
Well, he doesn't even sing, really. He's like, your body is a wonderland. I don't. I almost had his name in my head, just popped in, and then it popped out. I hate that.
Your Oasis is the name of the band. You're my wonder wall.
Yeah.
Something like
If
that.
you sing a little bit more, I'd probably
That's all I got.
catch you.
That's the end.
That's okay. We're having fun anyway.
We are having a good time. It's a beautiful day out today.
It is. I wish it wasn't so windy, but you know.
Yeah, well, when you don't have hair, it's not a big deal when it's windy. So I'm saying for you,
It doesn't move a lot.
for you, it's a problem. For me, it's not, is what I'm trying to say.
It's not really a huge problem.
Oh, look how fast this guy is.
Yep.
Oh, look at that big bird.
How's it going, man?
Oh,
I usually walk around and people will
you
like,
don't walk, you sprint.
I do a lot of.
I want to know what the GPS is tracking us for speed right now.
I'm not even winded.
Jesus
We got to
Christ.
get you something to eat.
Yeah, well, I mean, I had 3 hot dogs for dinner. You'd think that would carry me over.
I love hot dogs. I just bought some yesterday.
Oh my God, hot dogs are so
You know
good.
what's funny? I bought the cheap ones, and I never did. I put ketchup, relish, and mustard on it.
What were they?
Didn't notice any difference.
Bar S?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were good, dude.
I can't eat them. They give me headaches.
Really?
I gotta have the Oscar Mayer, no nitrates. All natural.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. Also, my favorite food is Chinese, and the stuff that bothers other people, the sodium SMG, sodium what is it? Sodium monoglutamate, I think it's called.
It doesn't bother you?
Not at all.
That's because you're addicted to it.
Is that what it is?
It's addictive, I think.
Well, it's been a while. There's a good Chinese place that used to be open, but right now they're closed for repairs or whatever, but it's been closed for months. It's my favorite.
What is it?
Hangwan.
Oh, hang on. They are fantastic.
Well, I hope they're coming back.
One of the never great health code scores, but always great food.
I don't know why. I've never had an issue with them, and they give you so much food. I can buy a pooper platter for $2 there, man. Like, throw in pork fried rice for nothing. Doesn't usually come with a lot of pork in it, so I asked them if you could put extra pork in for $1 or $2. They load it.
Yeah, no, they're great. I love them. That was like my childhood Chinese food place. We used to go there all the time. They make the best crab rangoons.
Oh,
The crab rangoons are hands down the best.
They are the best. Absolutely. I've never had better. Everywhere else I've gone, they always taste like oniony, and I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that either. That is a good. They do. There's. You know who doesn't have great Chinese food is Yi Dynasty.
No.
But they have great karaoke.
You want to hear something about them?
Yeah. Well, only if yeah. But just remember it's going public. So
I don't care.
okay.
Well, it's just not the best. The place burned down, I was going to say. And before that, it wasn't great, but it's much better now since the place burned down.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wait, Yi Dynasty burned down?
Yeah.
When?
A couple of years ago.
Did they rebuild it?
Yes.
So it's still there.
Yeah.
I had
Same
no
location,
idea.
everything, but yeah, it burned down.
Wait, where is it now?
On Wall Street,
Where was it before?
same place.
Yeah. Oh, you
They
said
just
same
rebuilt
location. I
it.
thought you said different location.
No, they just rebuilt it.
Gotcha. Oh, I didn't even know it burned down.
Yeah. It's not as popular anymore since COVID,
Well, they were always, they were the place for drinking in the 20s. Like in my 20s, that's where everybody used to go.
Also for karaoke, too,
Yeah, that's why everybody went there to drink, because then you could do karaoke. Is that where you first started karaoke?
Nope. I started at a place called Great Expectations or something like that. And that was the first time I ever did it. And I got up there and I did it. And the guy stopped me in the middle of my song and goes, "Hey guys, what do you think of Vince, huh? Isn't it great?" And so everybody started clapping, and I was like, absolutely fit my ego. I'm not going to say it didn't, It made me want to pursue it even further.
Oh yeah, there's something about performing whether you do good or bad, that's just so, feels so good, you know? It's like...
Yeah, I like to sing live because I don't like when people lip sync. I'm not into that. I feel like you're cheating the audience, just like Pink feels that way too. Because if you're going to pay a lot of money to go see someone in concert or whatever, you want to get your money's worth, and you don't want to see someone, standing there not singing and lip syncing to their own music.
Well, lip syncing through your own music when you're like a billionaire is fucking crazy. Like what? Like what else do you have going on that you can't fucking just memorize your own? You know what I mean? I completely agree with that.
And I test myself all the time on all the songs for all the words. Do you
ever change the words? Do you ever do some ad-libbing in there? Throw some changes out.
A little bit. I'm silly too. I was just watching Elvis, That's the Way It Is, the movie.
Yep.
And he's silly, like I am. I never knew that about him before. But he's very silly. Someone just yelled out, "Love Elvis."
What? Oh, did they?
Yeah.
They said "Love Elvis"?
Yeah.
I didn't hear what they say. I just ignored it. I assume they called this a slur, but I'm glad that it was positive.
Yeah. It normally is. I've had people stop on the side and ask if they could take my picture. I'm like, yeah, go ahead.
That's so cool.
I'd never refuse.
It's funny because I feel like most people would assume the opposite. Like most people would assume that
they're making fun of you.
You were getting made fun of, or like this was something no one was into, or you were like not an oddball, but just like an off, like something that isn't super, that people just aren't super into. So I think it's really actually awesome to hear that you've had such a great.
I've had excellent feedback from all generations. So yeah, I'm happy about that as well.
Do you ever wish that you were doing something other than Elvis? Like, do you ever wish that you hadn't gone full?
I'll be honest with you, because I got the looks.
Yeah.
I got the same height. I got the same shoe size. I'm the same waist.
Same huge hog.
I'm not going to say that.
I will. But, yeah.
But, made me lose track. Where was I?
I was just saying, do you ever feel like you're tied in and you wish that you could do something else, but this is sort of your bread and butter now?
It's kind of my bread and butter now. I'd be happy doing it for the rest of my life, I feel. The Elvis thing. I enjoy it that much.
Are you like an Elvis collector too? Do you have commemorative plates?
Yep.
My grandmother had those fucking plates. I don't know what happened to them when she died.
I even held on to the shipping label and everything from Graceland because this makes me feel closer,
Oh, that's cool.
You don't usually get something from Graceland, so I was like, hey, I'm keeping this,
All right, we're coming up to the store, so I'm going to shut off this, and then I'm going to eat something real quick just so that I can finish the conversation, and then we'll keep going.
Sounds like a plan, man.
All right, you're not going to notice, so edit.